Welcome back to the Religious Treehouse. I'm Jody.
And I'm Matthew. Jody, I have a question for you.
Yeah. Mm,
Wouldn't eyelash glue on a nose be nose glue?
Not if it's eyelash glue.
Mm, I think that's where we disagree.
It's eyelash glue. It's meant for eyelashes, but you can use it on gemstones to put them on your face.
But I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
What are you gluing your eyelashes to?
Your eyes and your eyelash line, like up here,
This is
like
fascinating.
above.
Okay.
Yeah, don't put
And
it in your eye.
well, no, that would be eyeball glue.
Yeah,
It really depends on how you look at it. I would call that eyeball glue. You would still call that eyelash glue.
I would. But
Okay.
yeah, that's the and we're brought here by the fact that my nose piercing fell out. How you doing?
I am doing good. Um, we are entering into the Christmas time of the year, also known as December. And it's cold and chilly, and I love the cold and chilliness. How are you doing?
I don't necessarily love the cold, but I love the chance of snow.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm very much looking forward to global warming doing its thing and getting early snow this year.
sure. We've been getting sleet and like not quite snow, but like not quite rain.
So the dangerous stuff.
Yeah. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, you're getting the dangerous stuff. Oh my goodness. Well, how are we to pass the time but to watch a movie? And this week we have chosen A Charlie Brown Christmas. Yeah. Yeah.
Woo!
Who
A
doesn't love the
classic.
peanuts?
Right. I mean, it's a classic. Like, if you haven't seen it, where have you been?
What you been doing?
Yeah, it's you just have to watch it. I think it's legally required to watch a
It
Charlie Brown Christmas
is.
at least once in your life.
Uno. One time. And Matthew watched it twice on the ground. So I
I
think
did.
he is the authority on this conversation.
I did watch this film while I was on the ground. I don't know why. It was a choice that I made, and I think it was the right choice.
It's called floor time, and everyone needs floor time. And or you can call it grounding if you're into meditation. Just say,
Sure,
I'm grounding myself.
sure. I was on the verge of like wanting to nap, but I was like, no, we'll watch this 25-minute film and then we'll take a nap. But then I never napped. So I just kind of watched a movie on the ground, which is fine. Sometimes you need to watch a movie on the ground. And I
Yes,
think A Charlie Brown Christmas is a great movie to watch on the ground.
because it's so short.
Yeah.
Don't have to be on the ground for long. What did we learn?
What didn't we learn? Yeah, I don't know.
Not a very religious movie, was it?
I mean, I think that's the question. I don't know. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I don't know where it's going to take us. I don't know what we're really going to talk about, but consider this a fun little filler Christmas episode, y'all. I don't know. Yeah, what were your initial thoughts?
Okay, first things first, I was like, why are they skating on a pond? Where do they live? Is it even cold enough at that time in December for them, for the pond to be frozen enough for them to skate? This is a very real threat to these children's lives. They live in Minnesota. So I'm going to accept it.
Okay. I'm glad that was something that you were concerned about. And I guess coming from California and now living in Texas, that could be something you would be concerned of. So sure.
Yeah, I've seen enough movies where people fall into the ice while skating on top of a pond to have this concern.
I don't think I can think of a single movie where I've seen that.
Movies and TV shows, man. It happened in Balto as well. He wasn't skating,
Balto?
he was just walking.
What's Balto?
What, what do you mean, what's Balto?
Who's Balto?
What do you mean, who's Balto? Who's your
Where
best
is
friend?
Balto?
Who is your best friend and one of your best friends? And well, why hasn't she told you who Balto is? Because it's one of Jennifer's favorite characters.
Oh, of course. This is presumably a cat.
A wolf.
A wolf. My bad. I was
He is a
close.
wolf who helped saved a little girl in Alaska by racing and bringing medicine. Have you heard of this? And you might be more familiar. Is it Togo? Was another one of the dogs.
Okay.
Balto has his own statue actually in Central Park.
I'm sorry, is this a real animal or is this a fictional? So this was a
The
documentary.
real dog.
Anyways, so they were on a pond. Did you like the did you notice the snow?
What about it? It
I
was
like
there.
it was like I don't know. It was I was captivated by the snow. The like second time I watched, it was just like we're looking at background details and stuff like that.
Mm,
Uh, and like the way that the snow was filmed, like this was 1965. So like, we're still on like the verge of like color TV and not color TV, so we're like old school TV. But like the, there was like a 2 second, you know, revolution of the snow. Like every 2 seconds or less, it was like real fast. The snow was just like repeated and repeating, repeating. I thought it was really cool. It was mesmerizing. I didn't know what was going on. I was just looking at the snow.
you know, I just in my brain, I'm like, oh, animation. They repeat the same thing they have because they don't want to draw something new.
Well, yeah, I mean, like that was it, but like it felt very like it was very much like clearly I don't know. I don't know how animation goes. I don't know what happens there, but it was like very much like a top layer
Mhm,
that was like put over everything, and it was just like this very quick like repetition. And then later scenes when like the snow was in like the windows and it
mhm.
was like a behind layer, I thought that was cool. And this is just me not knowing how animation works, but I thought it was fun looking at this like old school animation type thing.
No, you're right. You're correct. It is cool. It is something to marvel at. I'm just old and have seen this so many times that I'm like, a Charlie Brown Christmas. You got it. But no, this and they don't animate the way they used to anymore. Everything's
Sure.
all like CGI and they're going for the 3D. I like a nice 2D animation. It felt cozy. It
Mhm.
felt warm. It made me happy.
I mean, I think this is like one of the nostalgic things that exist. Like when you think of nostalgia, I think Charlie Brown is one of those things that'll pop up fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it makes sense that this feels cozy like that because it's, been marketed in a way modernly that is to emulate nostalgia.
Now, should it be called a Charlie Brown Christmas or should it be called a Charlie Brown seasonal depression? Because
Sure.
that's what our boy Charlie was giving us.
Yeah,
He was
and
like,
we
I'm
love a
not
sad
here.
boy. It was interesting. I don't know, it's been forever since I've seen a Charlie Brown type situation. Um, But I thought it was very interesting that like the opening scene with Charlie Brown was like, I'm sad. I was like, yeah, man. I look sometimes I look up reviews of movies that we watch,
Mm.
and Focus on the Family is a horrible, or is it Focus on the Family or Common Sense Media? I think Common Sense Media. It's like a Christian like
Mm.
movie review thing for like kids. Hilarious because it's people who are just out of their minds, like reviewing movies. And one of the critiques that people had of Charlie Brown Christmas was that it used adult words like depression and consumerism. And it was like, this is just too adult for my kids. My kids can't watch this when there's such big words like this.
I'm sorry. Those are too big for your children to
Mhm.
understand. But I'm assuming these same parents are teaching their kids the concept of heaven and hell, but okay.
They were also upset because this kids were mean to each other, and this was bullying language.
How kids talk to each other. Also, Lucy's a bully. That's her whole shtick.
Yeah, but we can't have that in film. That's
No, no. Even though the Peanuts was created during a time people view as having good family values,
sure, sure.
it is now harmful and toxic and
Uh-huh.
bullying.
Here it is. The best Christmas music, which we'll talk about,
Okay.
but lots of rude speech between the kids.
I think children talking to each other. How do you think children talk to each other? Children are not nice to each other. I think children should be. I don't know. But it was like they weren't being they were also just quippy back to each other. I'm sorry. I don't know why that frustrates me because I think of Lucy making fun of Linus's blanket and he's
Uh-huh.
like, I'm just going to turn it into a sport coat when I get older. And I was like,
Hmm.
that's genius. Get her with that Linus. I don't know. They held their own. My goodness. So sensitive.
Yeah. But no, it was a good start. Charlie Brown's all depressed, which support that.
Yeah.
And I think that is interesting, and because we don't really see, I don't watch a lot of kids media, but
Mm.
like I feel like modern kid media isn't like, hey, I'm sad, or at least that not be like the central starting point. I don't know. Do you watch kids media?
Yes, I watch kids media.
Of
That's
course.
when you get to my top fives of 2025, three of them are children's movies.
Of course.
It's Paddington in Peru, K-pop Demon Hunters, and How to Train Your Dragon, the live action. That's not animated, but it's a children's movie. Anyways, no, there are movies where like they talk about sadness, but that was an Inside Out where they literally delve into emotions. So yeah, I guess we now only see it if it's intentional in the
Mm,
message they're trying to send. But you're right, we don't see a lot of like sad characters or Oscar the Grouch type characters either,
mm.
who are just belligerently like
Yeah.
unhappy with the world.
Right. But I do think in Christmas media, maybe this is more common. I think there's a like Scrooge character that's
Yeah,
like very common where there's this, negative figure that like needs to be shown the meaning of Christmas, the joy of Christmas. I think we see that in a lot of Christmas media. And I think Charlie Brown is somewhat unique in him being the like central character here that like is the one that's like it's the Charlie Brown Christmas, but he's the one that's like the Scrooge character
yeah.
in a non-Christmas Carol movie. I think that's not as common as maybe we think it is. But I think he does play that trope of the Scrooge character in this.
Oh, well, yes. I can see him kind of being the Scrooge at the beginning, but also just his want and his venture, because it's not like anything the other kids do
Hmm.
gives him the spirit of Christmas until the very end, but he kind of had to lead them there.
Uh-huh.
So he was both led and leading, because Lucy's the one who's like, "Oh, you need to be involved. You need to be involved in this pageant." And then she's telling him to get an aluminum Christmas tree, which and it's just the dynamics. I felt like they kept switching. Like
Mm.
because he was like, "Oh, I'm sad. I don't know how to do Christmas right. Let me go to these guys. They'll show me how to do Christmas right." Oh, hyper consumerism. This isn't Christmas. Let's go to the tree lot. Oh, this tree needs a home. And then he takes the tree to the people and they shame him for his tree.
Which and like what an iconic scene. I mean, like we're skipping around, but that's okay.
Sorry.
But to have like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree to like exist 60 years later, 70 years later, like or where are we? 60 years later? This came
Yeah.
out, yeah. 60 years later. Like, I don't know. I think that's so like there's so many like famous moments from this that are still persistent. I
Mm.
don't know. It's just a big movie or only being 25 minutes long.
Oh yeah. Well, because this was groundbreaking at the time it was released. Let's remember that. This
What do you
these were
mean?
things well like movies like this, like animated movies, they were like big first of their kind of things, like to have a 25-minute Christmas special
Mhm.
focused on the Peanuts. Like that was a big thing for the kids at the time, like
Yeah, I
to
mean,
have this kind of media.
I think Christmas specials were
Well,
fairly
but for
common.
the Peanuts, for Peanuts
Okay, yeah, I
fans,
don't. Okay.
I'm saying it's special. I'm saying
Yeah,
it's got heart. I say the same thing when I talk about the Muppets. They weren't the first puppets, but they're special. So I'm
sure,
going to regard everything they do as special.
sure, yeah.
Yes. What is not special though that I really need to get into is Christmas cards. And Charlie was all sad he didn't get a Christmas card. Christmas cards. Oh, Charlie. You throw them away. You kill a tree and then you throw it away the next year when the new batch of Christmas cards come in. I don't understand why he was so upset.
Sure.
He's like, I didn't get a Christmas card from you. And I'm like, you don't want a Christmas card from her because she's just sending them to whoever's address she has.
So you're telling me you don't have a big old bucket of Christmas cards from years past?
I'm not telling you what happens with the Christmas cards, but I am saying the recycling can's full right now.
I don't know, maybe we try to like go through this somewhat in order of what happens, but
Yeah, I'm going through my list. The Christmas cards are back at the beginning. After that, Lucy says she doesn't eat December snowflakes. Is there a filtering process she believes happens with the snow from December to January because I kind of see it. It is the air so polluted in December that it's cleared out by the December snow. And then by January, that snow is actually clean.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, this is normal thoughts to be having, definitely.
I'm trying
Um,
to apply logic to this because it needs logic. I
yeah, yeah, okay. She does say that. I interpreted that as like, a funny joke. But if we want to take that as like a comment on global warming before like we were really talking about global warming, yeah, I support this.
you weren't they weren't talking about global warming. Lucy was. Okay.
Lucy, Lucy, Lucy knew.
Lucy knew. And her having her little psychiatry set up, 5 cents, that girl was ahead of the curve. And she does not get enough attention and clamor. She was monetizing therapy work before it was truly a specialty, I feel.
I don't.
There's
Why?
so
Why
many
do you?
therapists now.
Well, yeah, but like that's not like it was novelty or anything in the 60s.
Well, no, but it was taboo.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I would say it was culturally taboo in the 60s to go to therapy. You only went to therapy if you were real crazy.
Well, she wasn't offering therapy. She was offering psychiatry help.
Well, it's both. Not true. She was. Okay, then that's even more.
I don't know.
Um,
Well, because I think I think in like the 20th century, especially earlier to mid, like there's big focuses on like new age, not new age science, but like new sciences and stuff like that. Because like Freud and Jung and stuff like that, like they were popping off in the early around that time period and before. So I don't think
I
psychiatry
think
is
going to see a
necessary.
psychiatrist was taboo. I feel that because it was taboo for me to go to a psychiatrist at 16.
Sure.
I'm going based off personal experience here.
Yeah. I don't know,
Okay,
but
that's
I
representation for me.
right, but I don't think presenting, a lemonade stand dressed up as a psychiatry station, I don't think that was breaking any boundaries of taboo.
May I remind you that women still did not have nearly as many rights as that time, and she was a woman with a job and opinions and a voice,
She
and
did
she's a
she did
feminist
have
icon.
opinions and a voice.
And she saw the way the world was going to turn because psychiatry now it really is a multi-billion-dollar business
Yeah, yeah, and
now.
she wanted real estate.
She
Uh,
and she wanted real estate. That is a mogul in the making. My goodness. 5 cents for psychiatry is also a steal. She listed so many phobias. And then
mm,
she decided he was depressed, and a depressed director is exactly what a Christmas play needs. It spoke to my soul. I was like,
sure.
yes, he's depressed. Put him in charge of the Christmas pageant. Exactly. That's what a true artist is,
Yeah, yeah.
a depressed person. So yeah, that seemed like a great idea.
But yeah, does it move directly to the
No,
Christmas
and
play
then
after
he
that?
goes
No.
and Snoopy goes commercial, and then
Sure.
Sally wants cash from Santa.
Okay, let's talk
Um,
about this.
yeah, she
So the
wants what's
whole
fair.
right, the whole message of this, the main message of this film was, we got to fight against the commercialization of Christmas. But this was like funded by Coca-Cola. Like Coca-Cola is like why we have this Christmas special. And like they stop the product placement, Jody. um like isn't that like I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Like why would Coca-Cola sign off on a film that's so theoretically opposed to like what they're pushing? Because like when you think of Christmas advertising for Christmas media and stuff like that, you think of Coca-Cola. Like that is one of the main marketers. And then Charlie Brown Christmas is like the commercialization of Christmas.
Why would Mattel allow Margot Robbie in the Barbie movie to say, I'm not a fascist. I don't control the railways or flow of commerce? These are the same thing because it makes money. And they just let things slide. And I mean, it is a good note. Like maybe they did want to promote community. and
Mhm.
involvement, but they did still promote commercialism. It's not like commercialism wasn't promoted. Like Snoopy
Yeah.
got first place for his house decorating.
Yeah, well, and then at the very end, this is my problem with the movie. I think it's a very cute, good movie, but its message is fundamentally denied by like what happens in the film. Because at the very end, they're like looking at the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and it's all pathetic. And then they're like, "We just need to add some love to it," and they like add a bunch of decorations and stuff, and it's all pretty again.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, this is solved by the commercialization of
Yep.
Christmas by adding all of these, fake accoutrements to the Christmas tree to make it all pretty, and now it's acceptable. Like that's like antithetical to the message that was being promoted the whole time. I don't know.
Was there really a message being promoted, or was it just a hodgepodge of Christmas things to
Yeah,
make you happy?
I think they were trying to promote a message, but they failed. I think this movie was a failure. It succeeds in cuteness and nostalgia, but in getting its core message across, I think it fails.
Well, I can get behind that. Let's see what else happens. Oh, I think Lucy needs an appointment with herself. That's when we get into the play. That's about the time.
She needs an appointment with herself.
Yeah, I think she needs an appointment with herself because I can't remember what she was doing that was upsetting me so much.
Yeah.
Oh, she was
Oh,
being mean.
yeah, that's what the parents said. That's what the parents were upset about on the Common Sense Media. They're like, "Oh my goodness, Lucy, she's so bossy and mean. How dare she? This is no
An
movie for
outspoken,
children."
an outspoken woman is always the first to blame.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the child that won't bathe before coming in.
Listen,
Um,
Pigpen, you put some respect on that name. We love Pigpen.
and his soil from ancient Babylon. I loved that.
Listen, like, okay, while Charlie Brown isn't, known for its representation, it's a
Mm,
lot of white characters.
mm,
Like to have, a very evident character from the obvious lower class, I think is
mm.
fascinating because like they do like poke fun at him, but he's still very much included. And like his presence is I love Pigpen. I think Pigpen's like my favorite character there.
Well, now you're making me feel bad because of my classism. But I'm just saying that at the time of Christmas, someone should have given Pigpen a new change of clothes, something. They should have been doing charity for Pigpen, really, if we're trying to send a message here.
Sure, if he wanted it, like
If
maybe
he
he's
wanted
happy
it,
in his circumstances. Because
if
I
he
think
wanted it.
and like that positive messaging of him being and this is where it succeeds. The movie succeeds. It is when like the scene where Frida, the girl with the curly hair, is so proud of her curly hair, is like talking down at Pigpen, like, "Oh my goodness, your dirt is getting my naturally curly hair. I've so naturally curly hair. Look at my naturally curly hair." And she's like, "Look at yourself." And he looks at himself in the mirror. And he's like, "Oh my goodness, I look even better than I expected." Like I feel like that's like a positive, uplifting message that the movie
Yeah.
does well.
Yeah, that is. That is. And it did so well, it won an Emmy and a Peabody.
Sure, sure.
So
I
just
probably not because of that scene, but
well,
maybe
no, but
it helped.
you questioned me on if it was groundbreaking, and I think something winning an Emmy and a Peabody means it was groundbreaking.
I mean, maybe a Peabody. What's a Peabody? That's something I've heard of. Oh my goodness. If you're gonna brag about what an award is and you're not even gonna know what it is,
I wanted to give you the correct rubric for winning a Peabody. It's given for distinguished achievement in storytelling across television, radio, and digital media. It's an American award,
yeah,
but
yeah,
still, it's the Peabody.
the Peabody. It's one I've heard of, and it's like, yeah, cool.
The Peabody
Um,
for the Peanuts.
I don't think that means it's groundbreaking. I think when you think of like
I was saying
Oscars and stuff like
impactful,
that, that's
damn
not even
it.
groundbreaking. It sure impactful, not groundbreaking. Come on,
Okay,
Jim.
groundbreaking, impactful, synonyms.
No, very, very different.
No,
Groundbreaking is something
synonyms.
new. No, groundbreaking is something new, like something that changes media because it's never been done before. Impactful, lots of things are impactful
Well, let's
because they
see.
oh my goodness.
I'm going to Google for all
No,
this.
you can't just Google definitions, Jody. That's not how words
I'm
work.
not Googling the definition of groundbreaking. Figuring out why exactly it won an Emmy and a Peabody.
Because people voted on it and they're like, yeah, it should win. That's why anyone wins awards. It's like, oh yeah, I like that. It's not like we know anything. We don't know anything. We just look at things and we're like, yeah, that's cool. It's like art. You look at art and you're like, that's cool. And maybe you can describe why it's cool. Maybe you can't. And maybe the reason you can't is why it's art. Who knows?
Okay. It made a religious reference. That was
Yeah,
one of
but
the reasons it's been considered, because I knew it was considered groundbreaking.
sure.
I did not come with this out of my butt. I did not pull this out of my butt. I have had so many conversations with so many older people about A Charlie Brown Christmas. I truly have. It's such an old movie that is so beloved, so nostalgic.
Yeah.
But let's move on from the old people and me saying things and Matthew going, no. Charlie has beef with Snoopy. We're Charlie and Snoopy. We are Charlie. So I'm here trying
I
to have a
call
good time.
I call
You're
dibs on
raining on
Snoopy.
my parade.
No, that you're making me be Charlie though. I want to be
Yeah, you're
Snoopy.
Charlie. No. You think out of the two of us, you have Snoopy energy? Look at my hat. If you don't know, if you're listening, I'm wearing a cute little hat.
No,
It's
don't tell him.
adorable.
Don't tell him. Watch us on YouTube.
Watch us on YouTube so you can see the hat.
Um, yeah, Snoopy's too cool for me to be Snoopy.
Oh, it's not that Snoopy's too cool. It's
Jody,
just
this is
you are just like Charlie. You look around at the world and you go, why?
yeah, and I say things like Snoopy's too cool. I could never reach Snoopy. What a Charlie thing to say.
Dude, Snoopy like eating the bones. I was like, that's so unhealthy for him. This
Yeah,
is so
but
unrealistic.
yet another scene where I was just captivated by the animation because he picked up bone after bone after bone, and that stack of bones stayed the same height, and I loved that.
Yeah.
I love that like old school animation where it's like we really don't need to see movement here. Like we understand he's eating bones off of this stack of bones. I watched that scene multiple times because I thought it was fascinating how it was animated. Because like a bone just appeared, like Snoopy reached for the bone, and then all of a sudden there was a new bone there in his hand. I don't know. I think animation is cool.
He's a generational talent, man.
Yeah.
Snoopy is the best. And the the animation in this, I'm so picky about animation. That's why I refused to watch animes for so long because the animation was too sharp for me. This
Oh.
is the perfect kind of like
Well,
animation for my brain. Large-headed children.
it also speaking of another piece of animation that I got like hooked on
Mm,
in the scene where they're like practicing the plays and stuff.
mm.
Like I think the whole film does the whole movie does this, but especially seen in the curtains behind them, like it was painted as if like a kid painted it. Like it looked very much like crayon and like kind of splotchy, and I think that kind of adds to the childness of it. Like this is a kids movie because it kind of looks like it was made by kids. I thought that was like really cool and really well done as well.
It makes it kitschy and whimsical.
Yeah, and we love a good whimsy.
We love whimsy kitschiness. Mm, wow, Charlie Soil speech. Oh, Lucy's aggressive beauty speech
Oh, I don't
about
remember
beauty.
this.
You don't remember this?
Oh, about her thinking like, "Aren't I beautiful, Charlie Brown? Don't you think I'm
Yes.
beautiful?"
Yeah,
Sure.
that was the moment it truly registered for me. I am Lucy. I went, oh my God, I've said this to Connor. I've been like, you didn't answer right away. So that must mean you don't think I'm beautiful. How
Mm,
dare you not think I'm beautiful? I'm so beautiful. You should have answered me quicker.
of course. Wait, so if
Sorry,
we're doing
honey.
okay, does that mean I can be Snoopy if Connor is Charlie?
Let's be honest. Connor's probably Snoopy.
Connor Snoopy.
Connor's Snoopy.
Yeah, because then we have Lucy fighting Snoopy and Snoopy just like, haha. Wow. Good job,
Yeah.
Connor. Connor's our editor. I don't know if we've ever mentioned that. Thanks, Connor.
Thank you, Connor. Lucy, Christmas is a commercial racket. Yes, it is. Christmas is a commercial racket. Even Lucy understood it, but she was playing the game. She was like, this is the way the men designed the game. So I'm going to play the game the way the men
Mm,
designed it.
sure. Yeah.
Feminist icon. I cannot stress this enough. Okay, an aluminum Christmas tree sounds soul crushing.
is that, and this is, ignorance on my part of not
Yeah.
knowing the culture of the 60s.
Mhm.
Were aluminum Christmas trees like the vibe back then?
Yes. Yes.
Like, apparently.
The 60s was a time of happy pills and kitchen gadgets.
Right. I know
They
more of
loved a
the
gadget.
I know more
Like,
of the religious history of the 60s. I don't know much of the decoration history of the 60s.
I love mid-century modern
Sure.
and that design aesthetic, but what I love is older movies based in the 60s and just all the different nifty gadgets they have and their vision for the future looked like. It looked like the Jetsons.
Right.
And so when you look at kind of like the Jetsons, aluminum Christmas trees is not a stretch.
No, not at all.
No, when you think of what they're looking forward to, they are looking forward to aluminum Christmas trees. Um, I gotta say though, maybe, maybe they had a point because aluminum is easy to make. I don't know how easy it is to clean or to keep nice, but then you're not killing a bunch of trees.
Sure, but there is probably a reason why we don't see aluminum Christmas trees anymore.
They probably used lead in the paint, is probably why,
It's probably
to
lead
paint
Christmas
the aluminum
trees.
trees. The 60s was lead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They had lead everywhere during
Oh
that
yeah.
time. Oh, Charlie doesn't care about modern Christmas. It made me think. It made me think because last week we were talking about what's wrong with modernizing.
Okay.
Charlie didn't like the modernizing. He didn't like the
Sure.
commercial racket. Is there a way to modernize without being commercial?
Okay, and I think this goes back. I think we're getting to like the religious impulses of this film,
Yes.
um, because there's this tendency in fundamentalism to like look back to the back then good old times. So that's why it's really easy for us to like look back at Charlie Brown and be like, oh my goodness, those were the good old days back when Charlie Brown Christmas was on. And we see that playing out there too. Like, oh, back in those good old days where Christmas was pure and good and happy, and I was happy, and yada yada yada. But what we see is this idea of a perfect past that wants to be emulated and brought back into the future and brought back into the present. um and I think that's done through these objects of some sort, and by going back, theoretically, like the whole joke there was the aluminum Christmas trees, and by going back to, oh my goodness, I didn't know they still made wooden Christmas trees, um is an attempt to go back to days of old and relive the better times of the past of Christmas,
It
however
was
that's imagined.
it was the making a wooden Christmas tree that got me because I was like, they
Yeah.
just chopped a tree, Charlie.
Yeah.
It
That was Linus, I
really,
think, that said it, but yeah.
oh yeah, it they just chopped a tree. No, okay, I see that. I see that. So we got to. How do we marry the modern and the commercial? Do we
I
just keep
mean,
elements?
well, I mean, I think it just happens. I think you can't. I think it's not controlled. I think it just happens. Um,
We're controlled. We're controlled. The commercialism is controlled.
yeah,
We're
the
brainwashed.
commercial, sure, of course, the
Do
capitalism
we
is
really
controlling
have any
us.
choice?
Yeah. Capitalism is controlling us, and it makes us think that we have control. We don't have control.
Your phone's listening to you, and if it's led you here, thanks.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, do we move on to like the play now? Is that what's
I
happening?
think, yeah, we've covered about just about every tangent I could find. And now we're at the play. And can anyone tell me? Sorry, one second. Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?
Yeah, and I think this is the scene that is why it's so famous still. Like, I don't think anyone disagrees with this. Um, like Linus reciting Luke chapter 2, or a few verses from it, as like, hey, this is the reason for Christmas, uh, was not groundbreaking, but very impactful. Um,
Google said it was groundbreaking. There weren't a lot of religious references
I
on
think
television at the time.
I think there were a ton of
especially not an animated.
I think there were a ton of religious references, maybe not as pointed as reading straight from the Bible,
Well, yeah,
uh, but and I think
illusions.
yeah, yeah, to of greater or lesser extent. But I don't think it was groundbreaking per se.
Google disagrees with you.
Well, Google's wrong. I'm on Google and I say that too.
Google
So
disagrees.
Google agrees with me because
Google
I'm on
disagrees.
Google. Come on, Jody, get your
Google.
facts straight.
I'm just
Oh,
sorry I took this position. I'm sorry I said those words. And now we're here. Anyways, so we hear some of Matthew. It was good. It was
Luke,
nice. Hmm?
Luke. It was he quoted from Luke.
Oh, he quoted from Luke. Sorry.
Quoted from Luke.
Luke.
Come on, Jody.
You said
Have I taught
Matthew
you
earlier.
nothing? Did I mean to? That was just me, being narcissistic.
Okay.
Oh,
I,
oh, but no, he quoted from Luke chapter 2,
okay.
uh, because the shepherds and stuff. But
Yeah. Oh, you're so right. You're so right because chapter Luke had the shepherds.
yeah.
Everyone, did you know that Luke had the shepherds? No. Okay, moving on.
Well, if you didn't check out episode, I'm going to throw out a number and say 13. Um, I could be off, but check out one of our earlier episodes, and we talk about the Matthew and Luke birth narratives of Jesus.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
fact check while he continues talking.
but yeah, I think this is one of the reasons why this film is so beloved by, especially Christians, because it, directly answers the question by quoting the Bible, what's the meaning of Christmas? And by naming it as such, is naming it as an explicitly Christian motivation for Christmas, which, arguably, that's how it came to be. I think is very appealing to a lot of Christians in that sense. And like it does present a succinct, comfortable answer. Why do we celebrate this holiday? Why do we make such a big deal out of this? Because our Savior was born, according to the translation or the verses that he read.
Yeah.
So by presenting Christmas not as this time of sorrow or joy or whatever per se, he centralizes it in this religious message that does take a step away from kind of the jokey manner of the rest of the film. It kind of centralizes it into like, oh, this is a serious moment. I think was very risky, but I think it paid off and is why it's so successful.
Yeah, no, and now I'm wondering about its influence on popular media today and the increasing Christian narratives that have been shown on our screens.
Yeah, but I don't think this was like, oh my goodness, Charlie Brown said the Bible verse. Now we can also talk about Jesus. I don't think it was doing that per se. I
Did we
don't
or
think
did we not agree that this was impactful?
it was impactful, but I don't think it was revolutionary.
Oh my goodness, there's so much criteria to influence things.
Listen,
Anyways, if you go to
Jody,
episode 13, you're going to be in Jonestown. So you're going to
hey,
want to go to episode 6 for the Matthew versus Luke.
oh, we did that early. Jonestown is another great episode.
Yeah, no, I
Oh,
looked over, I was like, 13 Jonestown. Oh no. If you go there looking for the birth story, you're not gonna find anything like that. But yes, definitely good episode, 10 out of 10. Go listen. I think we should
arguably
revisit Jonestown.
one of my favorites that we've done. Like
Yeah.
that was an early one, but I have heard feedback from many of our fans. I've heard feedback from one fan that was their favorite episode of ours.
Well, good. Okay. Yay. I think we should revisit it now that we've gotten more comfortable.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, but that was a good episode. I I don't
Okay,
know.
so
Here's
continue.
my thing about the reading.
Hmm.
It was so quick. It was so short.
Hmm.
It bada bing bada boom. Like if you weren't Christian, what I wondered what people who aren't Christian when they heard that what they thought.
Uh-huh.
I do wonder.
And
We
I
don't
think
have
it
a
was controversial to some. I think some people were upset with it, but I think it was largely met with because like America now and even more so to an extent in the 60s was very, very like highly Christian. Uh, so like I don't think that changed anything. But if you're watching a Christmas movie, the odds are that you're either, Christian or in a religion that isn't upset at Christianity and allows you to participate in Christian rituals like watching a Christmas movie, or you're not religious but being not religious in America for this audience means that you're familiar with Christian language, and like this should be like somewhat expected. Um, so like I don't anticipate or like I don't think this got too much pushback because yeah, it's a Christian message within a widely known Christian holiday for an American audience that is largely Christian. Um, but
I
yeah,
want you to know I'm fighting the urge to Google demographic facts about America in the 60s
yeah,
to
stop
see what
Googling. We're
percentage was
talking here. We're
Christian
talking here. Why are we Googling things?
because I'm starting to fact check. Now that I'm being challenged, I'm pulling in my evidence, receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots. That's a Real
Connor,
Housewives of
I
Salt
would
Lake
like
City.
you to note back when Jody said that I said Matthew and not Luke. I would like you to fact check and insert here me saying Luke and not Matthew. Or if I did say Matthew, prove me wrong. Thank you, Connor. Uh,
I'm feeling combative today, apparently. You put a hat on me and I lose it.
but I do think another part of that scene that I thought was very important that I
Mm.
haven't heard anyone talk about is the staging of it. Because what we have there is Linus in the center reciting Luke 2, but off in the corner on the edge of the stage, we have the American flag. And I think that in conflation, maybe intentionally, maybe not, of this Christian America that is being pushed in reciting these Bible verses, I think is something worth exploring. Like, and I think this is an outpouring of the '60s, post-war America, scared of communism and stuff like that. By inserting, this is just another example of inserting Christianity and America and kind of that burgeoning idea of hey, America is a Christian nation. We should read the Bible into it. Um, I think this is another outpouring of that theology
Yes.
that we see in the '60s. Uh, as the '60s, there's two largely different theologies. As we have the counterculture movement, um, and the Jesus hippies, the Jesus freaks. We also have the very conservative Christians, and I feel like this film portrayed more so the conservative Christian movement, despite its claims to be against consumerism and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm just remembering there's a whole ass bird named Woodstock
Uh,
that later becomes Snoopy's friend.
yeah,
Hippies.
hippies.
Jesus hippies.
Hippies are all over peanuts.
We should watch the Jesus hippie movie.
There's a handful of them. Lonnie Frisbee, interesting character for sure.
I want the most recent one with the guy who was in that TV show with Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah, that helps me.
Not going to help you at all. I'm now like Melissa and Joey. He was the nephew of Melissa on Melissa and Joey, right? Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Was it
Um,
the Jesus movement or something like Jesus freak? It
it
came
could
out
be.
recently in the last few years.
Okay.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, the whole '60s, '70s, um, the Jesus movement, fascinating time in American
because
Christian
you don't need
history.
psychiatry. You need Jesus.
Yeah, amen. And that's why Lucy is so revolutionary. No, see, this was a
Listen, we
callback.
agreed on
'Cause-
you agreed with what I said. You just didn't agree with what how I said it. Let's be honest.
okay, okay. Oh,
All right. Well, that's been us. Anything else?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's probably more to say. Um, the music. We didn't talk about the music. I think
Oh
that's an
yes.
important thing that we have to talk about.
Mm.
You wouldn't know because you didn't watch this movie at the correct speed, so you heard, whatever you heard. I don't know,
I heard the
but
music. In 1.3 speed, things are not that different. They just can't be copyrighted.
oh, but I don't know. I think Schroeder is my favorite character. Like he's the one that plays piano. That's his name, right? Is that Schroeder?
Yes.
We're gonna say that's short
Schroeder. Schroeder.
Schroeder.
Schroeder.
Um, I think the fact that he can play the piano and all sorts of violins and basses also play along with him is musical genius. Uh, but I think the music of this film is just as iconic as the Charlie Brown Christmas Tree or the the recitation of Luke 2
Yeah.
that when I think of Christmas music, like you can't help but think of, Christmas time is here, yada yada. Um, I don't know. I think it's fantastic scoring, great music, all around good movie.
I mean, it
Except
was,
other than the fact that it fails completely.
I just think, I don't know, because like you said, it was sponsored by Coca-Cola. I
Mm,
funded it was just supposed to be good vibes. So it
yeah,
was like a smish mash hodgepodge. They had Santa Claus in there, the Beethoven bubblegum card.
yeah.
It was a lot,
It
but it was fun.
was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun, but it was overall largely consumeristic, despite saying it wasn't, which is sad.
Now, here's the thing. I got two questions for you because we didn't ask this the last time we watched a movie.
Sure.
Uh, is this religious or does it just depict religion?
I think I think it's religious. I think it has become religious.
Okay. Okay. I think it merely repeats a few verses
Sure.
and depicts religion. But I
Mm.
see that. And we never asked that for Bruce Almighty.
Oh, Bruce Almighty just depicts religion.
Okay, cool. There you go. Depicts religion. So if you listen to this episode and you just got that answer, go listen to the Bruce Almighty episode. That's what you're done.
Um, and lastly, follow us on Letterboxd. Jody, what did you rate this on Letterboxd?
Such a great question. I rated this a 4,
I also rated
obviously.
this a 4.
Yeah.
And this is a reminder to Jody to update your Letterboxd. And this is a reminder to all of our listeners, create a Letterboxd account and follow us, and we'll follow you back because we love Letterboxd. I love Letterboxd. Jody sometimes remembers that it exists.
I remember it every time we record a movie episode.
Do
And
you know what Jody had the audacity to tell me? This is me talking to the camera here right now. Jody had the audacity to tell me, "Man, I wish there was a way for me to document all the movies I watched this year." And the way that made me feel was irrationally angry because I've been pushing Letterboxd time and time again. It's my favorite social media out there. It's the best of the best, top of the line. Like I love Spotify, which I argue is also, social media
yeah.
because it gives us our beautiful recaps at the end of the year. Spotify can do no harm, but Letterboxd by far the best social media out there. That Jody just is like, oh my goodness, I wish there was a thing that does exactly what Letterboxd does, and as if I haven't been hounding her for at least a year now, at least a year, to like get a Letterboxd, use Letterboxd every time you watch a movie. You should update it on Letterboxd, but no, not at one. She hasn't listen at the time of this recording. She hasn't updated Letterboxd since we did the Little Hours, and we've watched. I know she's watched multiple movies between then and now, which is devastating.
Um, wow. That's a lot to respond to. And after my earlier comments, which I don't think I'll be forgetting anytime soon, I think I'm ready to sign off. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Blue Sky, Letterboxd, apparently.
Letterboxd.
Send us an email at thereligioustreehouse@gmail.com and YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music. Thank you for joining us today. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
See, I listened.
You did. It
I
was a little
listened to the movie.
fast though.
It was in 1.3 speed, so I could watch it on TikTok.